Hi guys, Jimmy here. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's doing well, staying safe and having a great week so far. So today in my complete collection of films, I'm going to be looking at my Arrow Video limited editions. There are quite a few of them, and I'll be honest with you, I can't quite remember all of them. And some of them I know I haven't watched. I'm going to be honest with you, I know some of them I haven't watched. So I'm going to take you through what I've got. If I make any mistakes, bear with me. You know what I'm like, I always make mistakes. That's just who I am. But we're going to kick off with, is it a 90s classic? Tremors, Kevin Bacon. What a film this is. Absolute pure popcorn, but a cult classic. I've lost count the amount of times I've watched that one. Next up, we've got The Hills of Eyes. Is that part one? No, that's part two. Oh my God, yeah, no, sorry. Got a bit carried away there. Part two, shocking film. I've only got it because I had part one. I think I've watched it probably twice since it's been released. Next up, 80s at its best, Paul Verhoeven's RoboCop. You can't beat this. I didn't get the 4K version on purpose because I liked the grittiness of this one here. I didn't need it pin sharp. I wanted it like I remembered it on VHS. Next up, we've got Bloodbath. I think this is a black and white film. I haven't seen this in years, but a really nice edition. Yeah, these Arrows, when they do their films, their editions, they always give you some really good extras in there, and that is a nice one. Yeah, as I said, I can't quite remember the film itself. Next up, we've got American Horror Project, like B films in here. This one had 3 sets in there. I think I got this one from eBay actually, but again, I've watched it once. I haven't watched it since, but I'm loath to let these go because once you do get your, when I get my situation sorted out here, it will be a lot better to display them. Clive Barker's Nightbreed, decent horror film this is actually. I do like this film. And again, with most of these editions, you've got booklets and posters and art cards. 80s classic, Dune, there you go. Yeah, this was David Lynch. What a film this is. What a film, ahead of its time, that one. What's this one here? Crimson Peak. Now I did like this because it actually gives you the book effect with it. Again, I've only watched this once. It was decent. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I found it okay in all fairness. Donnie Darko. Never watched the longer cut, always watched the shorter cut of Donnie Darko, I think. I think that's what they say. But yeah, I remember I first kicked off with the longer version of it and someone said, no, don't do that. Forget about it and just watch the shorter version. And I did, and I preferred the shorter version. The longer version just didn't quite do it for me. Then we've got Dario Argento's, yeah, Phenomena. Another great film this is. And there's Creepers in this one as well, actually. I forgot this one had Creepers in it. So it's got 2 movies in here. I think I had Creepers and I let it go once I've realised that. Then we've got some classic Italian cop films here. Road Cops and Raconteurs. This one had 2 films in it. The Big Racket and The Heroin Busters. What is The Big No, that's The Big Switch. Sorry, I bought a film the other day and it's The Big Switch and this is The Big Racket. Yeah, sorry, I thought to myself, my God, they've swapped labels on that one. The Complete Santana. Great cowboy films in here, Western films in here. Well worth picking up. I think there's 5 in that one there. So if you ever see that going about and you like your Westerns, well worth picking up. This is Count Yorga, 2 films in here. It's all right. It's not bad. It's not the best in the world. But what we've got Count Yorga, Vampire, and The Return of Count Yorga. Yeah, decent films. But next up is Scarum. I won't pronounce his surname, but this is Jörg. I can't pronounce his surname for the love of me, but his films are really weird. And I've got 2 more in this edition from him as well. He's, yeah, very, you can't watch him all the time. Yeah, very, very strong films. This one, I don't think I've ever seen. Female Prisoner, Scorpion, the complete collection. So I've got this one here. It's got 4 films in there. I think I've got this when Arrow were doing one of their highlight sales or something like that. Then, what a classic this is. The Mexico trilogy. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Desperado, and I always get that one wrong. El Mariachi. Sorry, I nearly said the joke that I used to talk to a friend about it when you say El Macaré, but you know, El Mariachi, sorry. It was an in-joke with a friend at work. I used to say, and I used to always pronounce it wrong on purpose. Here we've got Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. The ending to this film. Every time I watch this film, it's the ending that gets me. It's just brutal, the ending is. Most of the film is brutal, but the ending is just shocking. Got this one from America, actually, and this was The Warriors 4K. Walter Hill. What a film, just iconic film. Yeah, you can't go wrong with The Warriors in my opinion. Enter the Void, watched this once. It's a bit too far out for me, really. Yeah, it's not my cup of tea, that one. Saw it once and that was it. Kevin Costner's Mammoth Waterworld. Yeah, what can you say about Waterworld? Cost a lot of money. That's what you can say about it. Quite liked it, in all fairness. It wasn't that bad. Oh, here we go. We've got American Horror Project Volume 2. And I'll be honest with you, I can't remember any of those films in there. Again, B films, like the old-fashioned driving films. I did actually quite enjoy, I'm sure I enjoyed one of them, but I can't remember it. That's not an Arrow film, so we won't be showing that. That's not an Arrow film, so we won't be showing that one. Then I've got a couple of the Jaleo series, and this is Death Walks Twice. I do like these sort of films. It's all about the eyes and the music. Yeah, if you like your Italian crime, Italian mystery, the Jaleo series are a brilliant set of films. The genre, sorry, is brilliant. Reanimator, got this one from America. The artwork in here is absolutely stunning. Absolutely beautiful artwork in there. One film that I never upgraded when it recently came out, and I'm still a bit gutted that I didn't, but Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Got this in HMV Birmingham. Cost me £5. What a buy that was. And it's got some of Toby Hooper's early works in there. But yeah, so when they re-released the film on Arrow done 4K, I didn't get it, and I should have done really, because I wanted to upgrade it, but I never did. Classic Candyman. Don't say his name 5 times. I do like this film, actually. I can watch this film quite often. Then we've got House. This was going for silly money because this one's got the big book in there. At one point, this was going crazy. I like the first one. After that, for me, they just drop off a cliff quite rapidly. Yeah, 2, 3, and 4. It's only one I watch most of the time. But the booklet in here is fantastic. If you ever see that, it's worth picking up. Then we've got Bride of Reanimator. Love this one. This one's embossed. Again, just the goreness of these films. I love Reanimator series. But just the embossing on this is fantastic. Even on the back, it's a fantastic addition. Then we've got something that I picked up in HMV Wimbledon, I think it was, for like $9.99, and I know they're re-releasing it now. And this is The Apartment. What is this, like the 50s or something? I think this one is. Jack Lemmon, Shirley MacLaine, Fred McMurray. Yeah, this one I saw cheap in, as I said, Wimbledon, and I brought it on the way home from work one day. I can't remember too much about it really, but it is good. It is good. That's what I do remember. Silent Runnings. What a film. Never seen this one up until this release come out. Heard good things about it. I really enjoy it. I've got the soundtrack to it. I think it's quite good. Yeah, it's very nice. Even though I didn't see it up until it came out, I wish I'd seen it years and years ago, like when I was a kid back in the 80s. Now, this was the one. Sorry, The Hills of Eyes, the original Wes Craven's. What a film this is. What a film this is. Just unbelievable. In all fairness, the remake I thought was very good. For a remake that they done in the, was it the 90s or 2000s? I thought the remake was very good. Childhood favourite here, The Last Starfighter. I lost count the amount of times I would go to the video shop, pay a big £1.50 on its release to rent that out. And the guy there was like, why don't you just buy the bloody thing? I used to watch it so many times when I was a kid. Then Necro-Romantic Part 2. Again, a Jörg film. I won't say his surname, but it's out there. It really is out there, this film is. Then we've got Vengeance Trails. Again, this is a set of 4 classic Western films in there. Yeah, I quite enjoyed this. I need to go through all these Western films again because it's been so long since I've watched them. Wild Things. I'm not gonna say too much about Wild Things. Use your imagination. There's a couple of scenes in there. Yes, indeed. We won't say no more about that. That is not an Arrow film. Then we've got some French films by Claude Chabrol. I'm going to say his name wrong. I know I am. Twisting the Knife. I like these series of films because there was 5 in here. And these were done during Arrow's Spotlight sale. And I picked up both of them. But yeah, these are very different to what I normally watch. And sometimes I might just put them on and, you know, because it's a little bit subtitled, I'll still enjoy it. But yeah, they were just, it was more, I'll be honest with you, it was more for the additions with these two. Because they are really, really nice and the artwork on everything is fantastic. I'd say not my normal set of films, but when I saw them, I thought, yeah, I'll have them purely for the artwork, really. Again, another classic here. This is Killer Dames from the Jaleo genre of films. Again, Italian. And what have we got in this one here? We've got The Red Queen, Killed 7 Times, and The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave. Yeah, these classic Italian thrillers. Yeah, brilliant films these are. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I'll be honest with you, I've watched it on TV. I've never watched this edition that I've got. Again, I've been honest with you. Yeah, I've seen it on TV, but I've never actually watched this edition. And I don't know if it was because I watched it before the release came out, and then I never bothered catching up with it. But yeah, never did. Then this was quite a hard one to get hold of, actually. Django. What a Western this is. Franco Nero, sorry, yeah, Franco Nero. I was gonna say another actor then. What a Western this is. This has got to be one of the best Westerns ever made. I've got that on eBay, and I don't know if it actually got a proper UK release or not, but yeah. Then we've got Tenenbaum. This film is, oh yeah, Argento, what a classic. I didn't upgrade this to 4K when it came out. Didn't need to, because I'm fine with that sort of feel to the film. Oh, then we've got 12 Monkeys. I've seen this once. Again, I think I had the DVD before I bought this. I've actually never watched this edition, but you know, I got it because, again, this was like, I think I got this for $7.99 in one of the sales. And I thought, at that price, I'll just get it for the sake of it. Creepshow 2. Can't go wrong with a bit of Creepshow 2. Love the anthology set of films. Never watched part 3. Never watched part 3. I've heard about it, and most of the people I know who like their horror films have said, never watch part 3 because it soils part 1 and 2. So never watch it, and I never have after that. Again, Necromantic. This was the original one. Even when you see the stills that's in this series here, stills of art cards in here, you're like, got to be in the right frame of mind to watch that film. Yeah, that'd be the best way to describe it. What a film this is. Old Boy. Yeah, this is absolutely unbelievable film. If you've never seen it and you like foreign films, just get this film, because it's absolutely fantastic. Forget about the remake. The Western remake. That is the one. That's pure gold to me. Wow. True Romance. What a film this is. I love the fact that they have he's watching the Street Fighter trilogy in this. Yeah, that scene there where it's Street Fighter, Return of Street Fighter, and then is it the Son of Street Fighter? Something like that. Yeah, this film ticks all the boxes for me. Dennis Hopper is his scene in there is brilliant. Yeah, is brilliant. The Last House on the Left, Wes Craven's, very controversial when it first came out. It's very strong. It's very strong. Yeah, worth a watch, but it's not for the faint-hearted, shall we say. It's not for the faint-hearted. I can see something going to happen here. This film I actually enjoy, Pieces. Yeah, it's I think they've done an edition, or was it the vinyl, where you actually got to make up a jigsaw as well. I never did get that because it was just crazy money, but that's a good horror film. Again, you know, most of these horror films, 70s, 80s, you look back at them now, you think they're not that bad, but yeah, there's something about that film. What an 80s film this is. What an absolute classic. American Werewolf in London. I have lost count of the amount of times I've watched this film. I could come home from work, have a few beers, and be ready to go to bed at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. If this comes on TV, I'm watching it, hands down. I never grow tired of this film. The first time I heard about John Landis, actually, I'll tell you the backstory to this. I know John Landis directed Animal House, and he'd done Blues Brothers. But at that time, I was still quite young, and I wasn't too sure about following actors and actresses and directors. And then I was watching the making of Michael Jackson's Thriller. I still have that video somewhere. And then it was John Landis who directed that. And then they mentioned American Werewolf in London. And I was at that age where I was starting to get into horror films. And I was like, right, straight down. Flix Video was the name of it. Flix Video in Fulham. And I was looking for this film. And that was the reason why I came across this. So yeah, it was when I was watching the making of Thriller, and they were doing the outtakes of it, talking about it, and Michael Jackson was saying, yeah, no, I saw American Werewolf in London, loved it, wanted the director, he'd done Thriller, and I was like, right, he's done the Thriller video, I'm definitely going to go and get that American Werewolf in London. That's me getting sidetracked there for you. City of the Living Dead, part of the Living Dead trilogy, can't go wrong. I went through them quite recently, actually. There was a Felicio theme on Instagram, and I was part of that, and that was quite good fun, actually. Toad's King, I think I've said that right. Yeah, it's a Jörg film again. Just weird, just very weird, very, very weird, very weird indeed. Then we've got Japanese film actually, Graveyard of Honor. There's 2 films in here. Again, most of these ones, like the Scorpion, the Prisoner one, I got all these cheap in the Arrow sales for like $7, $8, $99. So when they come up, I bought them. I think I've watched them once. I'll be honest with you, I can't remember anything about the films in there. Really can't remember it. Then we've got Kerry. Oh my God. I remember the first time I saw this, especially the scene in the prom. Yeah, mental. Actually watched the remake when it first came out. I know the remake got a bit slammed and that. Like, actually, I didn't mind the remake. It's not a patch on the original, but I didn't mind the remake, I'll be honest with you. But her mum in the film, Kerry, there is just craziness. Then we're getting near the end now, actually, so we're making good time. The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. This is Argento. And there's 2 Argento ones that I'm nearly here with now. Yeah, so this is a great film. Do like this film. And then we've got The Cat of Nine Tails. Well worth a watch if you like those sort of films. And they do the reverse artwork. So you get the original artwork in Italian, and then you get like the other European artwork. Then I've got 4 sets of films in the Jaleo genre. And this was the Blue Edition, the Essentials. And I think there's 3 films in here actually in each of these. And again, I've got these in when Arrow were doing a sale, like 2 for $30 or something like that. This is the Red Essentials. And what I like about these ones is you lift them up and the artwork comes out. So yeah, so I've got the blue, the red. I've got the white. I do like the artwork on the white one. I think that's absolutely fantastic. And then we've got the black edition, the Essentials. And again, now there is actually a yellow edition of this. I think it was the first one that came out. It goes for silly money and I've never been able to get hold of it. I think it was only released in America. I could be wrong on that one, but I think it was only released in America. Now we're getting to the end. I know what you're thinking, thank goodness, Jimmy. Bloody hell, we've been looking at you and listening to you for far too long. So, I'm going to start off with Phantasm. Got this in HMV Wimbledon after work one day. Big $49.99. Bought it straight off. And yeah, I do enjoy the Phantasm films. Again, after the first one, it get a bit worse. But yeah, I remember these from the 80s and I quite enjoy them. But yeah, inside here, they've got the ball and you've got the spikes that come with that as well. Nice little tidy edition. I was going to get rid of this at one point, but I decided to keep it. There is an Anchor Bay release. It doesn't have the ball in it. It's just on DVD. That goes for quite good money. I think if I remember, it's got a silver cover on it. I did see it in CEX a while back, but I couldn't double down on it. I didn't think there was any need for. Then we're going to go back to my very first, like, proper Arrow limited edition that I got in HMV, and I think it was, up until that point, I think it was my most expensive buy, and it was the Scarlet box. I think I paid £75 for this, or was it $69.99, something like that in HMV Wimbledon. That was the one where I started to collect Arrow limited editions after that one. I'm sure this was the one that started it all off, because I remember getting a few of the like the Dawn of the Dead ones in the smaller boxes, but this was like the first, I'm sure this was the first proper Arrow limited edition that I got, and that started it all off. Bloody thing, I tell you. But what an edition that was. And at one point that was going for insane money online. It was craziness. Then I'm going to show you probably one of Arrow's best releases, depending on who you talk to, and that's Bruce Lee Golden Harvest. Everyone went mad for this when it first came out, didn't it? This was the most anticipated release going. I think most of the people who I know actually bought this edition. This was the Arrow exclusive one. I think they'd done another one that was on general release. But yeah, everybody didn't bat an eyelid about dropping the money for this one. But what an edition it was. The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, The Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, and Game of Death. And then you've got Game of Death 2, and you've got The Man and the Legend. And then what does it say there? Sorry, my eyes are gone again. The Man and the Legend, and then The Legend, sorry. What an edition this was. I did take a few bits that I've added to this from some of the Arrow Amore cases, which had booklets on the 4 films. And I've added that to this one here. So I have to be a bit careful, because sometimes I think if I handle it too much, it can get damaged because of what I've added in there. But yeah, everyone I know, I think, got that release. And then we came to again, another anticipated release, and that was Hellraiser. And I went for the Chatterbox edition that I got direct from Arrow and absolutely loved it. I've got the J cards around here somewhere, but I don't know where the J cards have gone. Oh, nearly dropped that. But then I got a bit lucky because I was looking around and they'd done two different covers. They'd done the Pinhead cover, and I managed to get this online on eBay because someone was selling it without the discs, and I only got it purely for that. Nothing more than anything else. So when I do get my room sorted out, these two will be facing each other all the time. But yeah, I managed to get that. I can't remember the price I paid for it now, but I think it was quite good. And it had everything in there bar the discs. And I was like, yeah, don't need the discs. I've got them all here. But it purely was for that, so I could put them both together. You know, some will say, yeah, waste of money, frivolous, spoiling yourself, Jimmy. Yeah, it was, but it purely was for that. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. That's just me. So I think, I know what you're saying, thank goodness. That is the end of my Arrow limited editions vlog. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comments below. If I've said anything wrong or pronounced anything wrong, don't panic, don't worry, there's more important things in life. But yeah, so they are my limited editions. I've got this shelf here to do, and then I've got what's under the cupboard here. And then that will be it. However, I do have some stuff in the loft, but they are going to be a separate set of vlogs because I'm looking at those ones in the loft in a different way. But anyway, guys, that was it. Thanks for watching. As I said, you've got any questions or comments, leave them below for me. We'll have a little chit chat, whatnot, as the case may be. But enjoy the rest of your week. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you real soon on my next vlog. Look after yourselves.